In March 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic finally was announced having arrived in Uganda with one case, and this led government to announce a lockdown with majority of businesses locked down. This led to many business people with bank loans failed to honor their obligations with banks, since businesses were totally under a lockdown while others yielding no returns as customers were scarce. Zamzam NAUMUGENYI, a local leader in Kibuli parish in Makindye division, outlined some challenges business owners go through in an area with many people losing their properties to banks due to the high interest rates. NAUMUGENYI confirms this is not fair as people are still not recovered from the pandemic and need help, as she explains.
Government should even talk to banks. People's property up to now are being withheld by banks because of the money they used during COVID-19. They had asked that money for business, but when the lockdown came, they had to use that money for feeding. Now you can imagine the situation, the COVID-19 situation. Businesses are not moving on well, but the banks are just adding interest instead on the loans and taking people's property. Is that fair? I don't think it's fair. So let government come in, talk to the banks. Instead, they add people more money so that they can resume again as they clear the old bills and the new bills.
In the same way, NAUMUGENYI, a woman councillor at the Makindye division, confirms how youth too face the same challenge in the COVID-19 pandemic, with majority of them running unemployed, while others get lost in bad habits like drug abuse, immorality, among others, due to being idle. Therefore, calling for relevant sectors to take the youth as a priority to avoid getting lost into what she called immorality.
I'm humbly requesting the government that they should look into the issue of the youth, because whenever they neglect them, a lot of unbecoming habits are too much in the society, like drug abuse, sexually transmitted diseases, because they are idle. Remember that stage they are active. If you make them idle, meaning they are going to do unbecoming conduct or businesses. So if we don't look at the youth as the first priority, let him take the youth as the first priority if there is to be a change in the economy of the country.
She therefore calls upon government to use the youthful structures from the village level to national as a way of mobilizing youth into a productive group that will economically build the nation into a strong working force.
And I strongly insist that government should use the youth structures right from Parliament to the LOC1 to give them funds that are not for profit, though refundable for a long period of time, like 5 years, but without profit. Because they already have the skills, they already have the knowledge, they already have the books, they are ready to work if they are helped and given some capital grant to begin their way out. Because now white collar jobs are very few. All of them cannot go to offices to ask for jobs. Let them, give them capital because they are already skilled.
Youth make up of over 75% of the population in Uganda, meaning that the human resource of Uganda is better, but only if well utilized by the relevant sectors. Brian Senkumba, Channel 44 Prime News.